Okay, so I'm here with Willem Popelier at New York Photo Festival 2010, and you have here an exhibit of Dutch photographers' documentary books. But what you've done, it seems, is that you've unpacked the books and you've created a labyrinth of the pages. And in addition to the 4 books that you have taken apart, there's also a number of other projects that are represented in books here, plus some other kind of loose pages that I'm not quite sure what will happen to them. But I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about what this project is and what you are trying to, what the outcome of this project will be.
Well, you should ask the curator, but I can tell you there are the heart of the exhibition is built up of 4 books, one which is mine and 3 other. These books all share they're totally different books, but they share the same approach, that you just go for your own book and you just do it. You just make your book the way you want it, not thinking about it can be done or you should do it in the regular way, but just make your book the way you want to do it. Plus also all the books use new imagery, but also existing imagery. And the idea of the exhibition is to take these books literally apart and build a labyrinth with it, so in order for you to walk through the books. And on the back side of this labyrinth, you'll see some other projects of people who make their own projects with the idea that you do it yourself, and that you make your projects the way you like them and just do it. And that's the essence of the exhibition. And the reason it's called paper is because it started with books. Now it's an exhibition, but this exhibition will in the end be again a book. So tomorrow when the exhibition finishes, all these papers will come down and they will be folded into one big book, which is built up out of the 4 books and the other projects, plus all the things we do here at the festival, which is documented and is put in the exhibition. And at the end you have one big book which consists of everything. So it started with books and it ends with one book again.
And so I see there's some pages that are printouts of websites referring to the festival, and some emails.
Yeah.
And
we have a website called DutchDoc.space.nl, and on this website we inform you about our progress here on the festival, the things we do, the things we see, the things we notice, and just keep you informed. And that's what we print out as well and put on the back of all the books in the labyrinth.
Okay. So how did this group of photographers come together? That you all share a do-it-yourself sensibility, and you're also documentary photographers, but some of you take on a more personal diaristic narrative. Mm-hmm. Some of you have a more studying an object. Did you all know each other already?
We didn't know each other all personally, but we, like I said, we were chosen for the books we made, and the similar way of working, in the sense that we made the book we really liked and wanted to make, and thought this was the book we had to make, instead of thinking about, well, does this cover sell better than that cover, or whatever. And like I said, we all use found footage with our own imagery. And again, what combines the 4, I think, is that there are 4 documentary projects. They are sometimes very personal, and like in my case it's very personal, but they stand for so much more than this personal thing. And it's not about these huge documentary projects about huge stories, but they're about small stories which stand for bigger stories in the world.
Could you please tell me a little bit about your project?
My project is the book And Willem. It's a book about my own youth. I have a twin brother, identical twin brother, and we were separated when we were 4. He went to new parents, and he stayed there until he was grown up. And when he moved out to live on his own, I stayed with my own parents. My parents got divorced, and a lot of things happened. When I was 14, I moved in with my twin brother in his new family, so to speak. And in my book, I document this story, and I research what really happened and what were the things that happened over time. And it's a very personal and unique story about twins separated, but it's also a very common and universal story about growing up and the things you lived through, and everybody has the same things. I mean,
Making sense of your family.
yeah, and you become the person you are through your youth and the things you experience, and this is the same for everybody. So that's also what's inside the book.
And so it's in 2 parts. The first part is a series of diagrams that show the relationships, and it's like a genealogy kind of diagram. And the second part is photographs that go back to your own childhood and your twin
and beyond.
brothers.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so it seems that you did this book as a way to make sense of this for yourself. And what does having that book in this larger process? What does that add for you?
For me personally, you mean? Well, the book is. The starting point of the book is very personal, and I wanted to know things about my own youth, when things happened, why things happened. But more important is that it's now a story which has nothing to do with me personal. It's a story that stands on its own, and I think that's important because, like I said, it's universal in a way. Plus, it's a beautiful story, and this story comes from my very personal experience. But it has nothing to do with if I would sit in a bar with you and told something about my youth. It's way more than that.
Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you, Willem. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.